Okay, guys, so I want to talk about content, and not mine, Star Citizen's content. And we're going to talk about this, and we're going to talk about subs and whether subscriptions are worth it. This is something that Twerk has literally had as a conversation for tonight's show. I will put a link in the description below. Please go and check out his video because he does a podcast on this. And I'm going to be talking about some of the things that I mentioned in the show and my general thoughts on, well, subscriptions and the content that we have at the moment. So, backstory. I've been a subscriber for Star Citizen since Hurston was announced or released. I was actually in Cidero's channel when he actually said that it was out for subscribers, and I actually signed up on that day so I could play with Hurston and Cidero. And at the end of the day, I've just let it keep going because of the perks and stuff like that. Now, I'll touch on that in a sec. But at the moment, there has been a serious lack of content that has come out from Star Citizen regarding their usual videos. So, if you're not familiar, if you haven't gone back through like all the old videos, they've had a few different videos over the years. 10 for the series, so 10 for the chairman, 10 for the devs. They've had bug smashes, they've had ATV, RTV, they've got calling all devs. They've had a Lawmaker's Guide to the Galaxy. They've had a wide range of shows. Now, obviously, at the end of the day, yes, these shows will take time away from devs who are developing the game. We fully realise that. And also, caveat to this whole video, I fully realise that Star Citizen, or CIG, is a game developer. They are not a content maker. Their business model is to make the game. And look, at the end of the day, if I lose out on one or two of my shows that I used to watch because the game, and they're going to put out the game quicker, then I'll make that sacrifice. But the thing is that some of these shows don't take much effort, don't take much time away from the dev team. And we're going to talk about that. But before we do, let's break into what you actually get for the content, for the money, for the $10 or $20 per month that you subscribe, so that we all know exactly what it's used for and what perks you get. So this is a copy of the screen that you have with you when you go through and you become a subscriber. Now you have the two tiers. You have the Centron and the Imperion. I've just got the Centron, the $10 a month. But what it gives you is the Centron gets access to the jump point as well as the Imperion. I've never actually read that, so I probably should. First wave PTU access after the Evocati is both for the $10 and the $20. Ship of the month for both the $10 and the $20. I believe this month or last month, if it's changed already, was actually the actual Hawk. So yeah, you do actually get to fly a ship for the month. You get one flare for the $10 or two flares for the $20. You get Rec Strip End. Subscribers are allocated a monthly strip end of rec or rental equipment credits, which can be used in the Electronic Arts Store, rent ships, receive weapons, ship hire, stuff like that. $20,000 rec for $10, $40,000 for $20. The $20 Imperium get access to Imperia Test Flight. This is a where you get one to test fly a newly flight-ready ship and its variants for our live quarterly releases. Like I said, that's only for the $20 version. Subscribers Den for both 10 and 20. Early access to ticket purchasing for both 10 and 20. Exclusive Imperium events for the $20 Imperium, obviously. Both 10 and 20 get access to the Vault. Town Hall for both 10 and 20. Exclusive discounts on merch for 10 and 20. Discount annual plans and passes on both 10 and 20. And the most important thing, well for me anyway, is $10 discount on $10 per month. Or 10%, sorry. For your, once you've been subscribed for more than a year. Or if you've been doing the $20 a month, you get the 20% discount. Now, these are limited or caveated. So the $10 or 10%, cap is discounted at $50, and the $20 a month is discounted. Cap is at $100. So, for example, with the $10 a month, it's $120 over the year. You're getting $50 off. So your discounts off your purchases. So at the end of the day, that will obviously then drop it back to roughly $70 odd, $60, $70, and you're getting the rest of the stuff for that price. So that in itself is still worth purchasing. The subscription is still worth it. But when you go to the subscription FAQ, how does RSI use my subscription funds? Subscription revenue contribute to Star Citizen project development by funding behind-the-scenes shows like Around the Verse, Reverse the Verse, Ask the Devs, 10 for the series, in addition to Jump Point, the monthly digital magazine about Star Citizen. This revenue also funds the development and release of subscriber-exclusive perks like the monthly Hangar Flare series and the exclusive subscriber merchandise. So at the end of the day, basically what they're saying is that the money that you pay for the subscribers goes towards the funding of the community shows, plus the merchandise that they manage, plus the flares and stuff like that. So, like I say, I'm not saying the $10 or $20 isn't worth it. My problem is content. And this is where I have a bit of a problem, because we used to have Calling All Devs. We then have, that was normally done on a Monday. Then we would have Detention Around the Verse. And then we would also have Reverse the Verse. So there were the 3 shows. And since Jared has been on holidays and come back, we haven't had Calling All Devs. Now, I can sort of understand if they want to make the argument that Calling All Devs does actually take time out of actually going through and making the show and taking devs away from building the game. I can understand that. And this is something that Twerk actually brought up, and it was a really good point. What if, for example, you just emailed them and they responded to you and Jared read out the questions and then answered them by reading out the emails? Do we need these Skype calls where Jared is actually going through and actually contacting them? Obviously, that's ideal. Obviously, having them right there is ideal, because if there's any follow-up questions or anything like that, then obviously we can go through and he can ask them there and then. But if we can't do that, can't we just do an email thing where they email off the question or over Skype and they respond when they can? Send out the questions a couple of days beforehand. Say, hey, I want this question answered by Monday morning, for example, maybe, or Sunday night, maybe. And basically going through, and you find that people will have 5 or 10 minutes, even if it's just during their lunch break, just to shoot off the email. And that for itself is something that I think could be a workaround. It could seriously help out with, obviously, the lack of content, because we are having a huge major content drought right now during this whole leading up to 3.5. And like I say, I get it. The devs are busy on obviously going through and trying to obviously get it so that, we can get 3.5 ready. I get that. What about, for example, if just Jared sits there, plays Star Citizen for like an hour, and answers any questions that the chat might have, or just simply even has a discussion with the chat. For example, let them ask questions in the chat. Doesn't have to be about development. Could be just about how he got started, or what's his favorite food. It could be anything. Something where the community can go through and actually interact more with CIG. Because at the moment, it feels like we're a little bit disconnected. It feels like we're spending $10 a month, which is fine. It's great. You get the flares, you get the magazine, and all that sort of stuff. You get the ship rental and everything like that. That's all fine. But it was better value last year. And then there are a lot of questions that I still have that I never actually got around to asking, mainly because I didn't realise that you could actually ask questions, even though they said it in every video. But regardless, I'm a noob still. But anyway, but what I was going to say was, for example, I would like to know what happens or what is happening with, for example, Lyria 3. We saw that in a trailer with the Sandworm. Is that in the game? Is that ready to go live? Or is that something to do with Squadron 42? And that's why it's not live yet. What happened, for example, what about the actual racetrack that's actually under, I believe it's Grimhex Grimhex. I think it's Grimhex or Levski, one of the two. And this is something that Vertigo was showing off the other day when he was doing his stream. He was going around and actually showing off what it looks like. My question is, what's happening with that? Is there an update on that? Is this something that's been put on the back burner, or is this something that you've actually worked on? Or you're still working on? Like, for example, whatever happened with the Crutch Spider, the Vandal Dog, and the Space Whale? Whatever happened to Disco's character that Jeremiah created, that he wasn't too keen about, but Jeremiah loved and the community loved? I believe he was called Disco Lando or Chef Lando. It was Chef Lando. Whatever happened to Chef Lando? Did it get approved by Chris? Is Chris like, yeah, we're going to stick this in the game, and now all of a sudden Jared's like, oh my god, I'm going to be a character in a computer game again? Let me know if, like, any of these sort of questions that we have, and we don't seem to have an outlet for answering or getting answers to these questions besides Spectrum. Maybe that's something that, that I could do. Maybe I could go through and I could find a whole bunch of questions on Spectrum and make a series or video on that. Maybe there's a hole in the community for someone to do that. I don't know, but I just feel like we're very disconnected from the Star Citizen community right now. Sorry, the Star Citizen community is disconnected from the devs right now. And this is supposed to be a game that is, it's all based on the community, but we're seemingly getting disconnected from them. I don't know, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on the shows that are missing? What shows would you like to have back? Would you like to have more community managers shows? Like, for example, Wingman's Hangout or something along those lines. Or would you like it to be, like, for example, Calling All Devs? What are your thoughts on bringing that back? If it takes away resources away from the dev team, maybe they could do the email thing like we were talking about. Maybe they could do that. Let me know what your thoughts are on any of this and in the comment section below. And obviously we'll have a discussion about it. Apart from that, guys, obviously this video has been helpful. Please smack a like. If you are after a streamer at the moment, I would suggest going and looking into Twerk. Him and HC Vertigo are really good streamers. So I'll put a link to both of their Twitch channels in below. Hope you guys don't mind. But yeah, apart from that, like I say, guys, let me know what your thoughts are in that comment section. Apart from that, guys, I'll see you in the next demonetized video from YouTube. Have a great day and enjoy.